If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in British Columbia, there's one form you're guaranteed to see early on. It's called the Disclosure of Representation and Trading Services, or DORT for short. It's not a contract, but it's an important breakdown of how a real estate professional is allowed to work with you and what kind of legal duties they owe to you based on that relationship. Let's walk through what the DORT is in plain language and why it matters. So, why does this form exist? Before a real estate agent professional can offer you advice or services, they have a regulatory requirement to give you this disclosure form. It's regulated by the BC Financial Services Authority, and it's meant to protect you as a consumer and explain the different relationships you can have with a real estate professional. It helps you understand what kind of working relationship you're entering into, what legal responsibilities your agent has to you or doesn't, and how much support you're entitled to during the transaction. There's essentially two ways that you can work with a real estate professional. As a client, where they represent you and owe you the full legal and fiduciary duties, or as a non client, where they're not officially working for you and you get limited services. Let's unpack what each one really means. As a client, your real estate professional has a legal obligation to act in your best interests. This includes the duty of loyalty, they'll act only in your best interest, the duty of full disclosure, they must tell you everything they know that might influence your decision in a transaction. They don't get to pick and choose what information to share. They also have the duty to avoid conflicts of interest. They must avoid any situation that would affect their duty to act in your best interests. If there's a conflict, they have to disclose it. For example, dual agency isn't allowed in most cases, so if your agent has a home listed, they typically can't also represent the buyer. That would be a conflict. They also have the duty of confidentiality. They must not reveal your private information without your permission, even after your relationship ends. Even after the deal's done, your private information stays private. So what does it mean to be a non-client? If you're not a client, you're considered a non-client or an unrepresented party. And just a heads up, there's a separate disclosure form for that called the Disclosure of Risks to Unrepresented Parties that I'll cover in another video. So what does it mean really to be a non-client? It means no loyalty, no obligation to share all relevant info, no confidentiality, no duty to avoid conflicts of interest, and you get no advice or negotiation on your behalf. The agent can still open up doors for you and schedule showings, but they can't guide you through the details or protect your interests. So as I mentioned before, this form is not a contract or a commitment, and it doesn't lock you into anything. It's just an acknowledgement that a real estate professional gave you this information and that you understand the difference between being a client and a non-client. You can sign it, initial it, or take it home to review. The point is, it's about transparency and making sure everyone's clear from the start. So when you're handed this form, it's not pressure, it's clarity. You can choose to become a client and get full service, or you can choose to stay unrepresented and go it alone. Or you can take some time to think it through. Whatever you choose, make sure you ask questions and fully understand the pros and cons before you commit. Understanding this form helps you make smarter real estate decisions, whether you're working directly with someone or just gathering information. And as I recommend to all of my clients, it's always a good idea to get legal advice before committing to anything. You'll find links in the description to both the Disclosure of Representation and Trading Services form and the Disclosure of Risks to Unrepresented Parties. And whenever you're ready to chat about buying or selling, you can book a call with me at the link down below. Thanks for watching.